any of your mates and you just ask them about.
Yeah, since I started like traveling and living abroad,
Mm,
I met some cool people,
mm,
and I wanted to share their story of like why they moved abroad,
yeah,
their experiences.
that's fun. Yeah.
Because before I made the jump, I watched like a lot of videos and blogs of like what it's like living, like how much it costs.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, these are all normal people. They can do it. I can do it. And so I wanted to share that with more people.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
fun.
And you're
Yeah.
one of the cool people I met.
Ah, mate.
Yay.
Sweet.
So, Louis,
Yes, mate.
Louis in French.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
You're from England.
I am indeed, yeah.
You grew up a lot in France.
Yeah. I was there my teenage years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Spent about 6 years in France. It's pretty sweet.
But in your heart, you're British.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And you moved to Japan for a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Snowboarding originally. I'd finished uni and I just didn't want to get a job. I was like, just the thought of like getting a career and being in an office and doing an actual job did not interest me in the slightest. Like I also didn't know what I wanted to do. I think if I had some more of an idea of what I wanted to do, then I probably would have gone and done that. But because I had no idea, I went traveling with some friends. They were going to Southeast Asia, and I just kind of jumped on the back of their trip, and then was just like, I don't want to stop traveling. This was way too much fun.
Where'd you guys go?
We did kind of the usual ones that I think everyone who goes backpacking through Southeast Asia kind of goes to. You know, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, and finished up in Malaysia. Yeah.
Was that your first time in Asia, that trip?
No, I'd been to Hong Kong before, and Singapore.
The old colonies?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's a good place to start.
Yeah. No, it was good. Yeah. But yeah, the reason then we went to then I came to Japan was my brother actually. It was he'd always, like me and him had always loved skiing when we were younger. And he'd always floated the idea of wanting to go to Japan because the snow is so good here. Like,
The best in the world?
Yeah, 100%. So I kind of just stole his idea and came out here to do a ski season. And then I got to the back end and was like, I didn't really feel like I'd lived in Japan because it's kind of like a weird Disneyland, like not real Japan kind of world up there. You know, everyone up there speaks English. There's more Australians than Japanese.
Yeah.
You know, and I only had a few Japanese. Like it didn't really feel like Japan. So I still had the visa for another 6 months. So I was like, asked one of my few Japanese mates and was like, right, where should I move to in Japan? And they were like, yeah, you should go to Osaka.
Osaka was the recommendation.
Yeah, 100%. They were like, for cities, it's got the most going on, it's a good size, and it's not Tokyo. Like Tokyo was, I kind of wanted to avoid it. It was too much for me.
Had you been to Tokyo before?
No, never. I went for 2 weeks just after the ski season. It was too big, too busy, and I was like, yeah, I can't be doing that. And they said, yeah, go to Osaka. Yeah.
So you came to Japan to snowboard originally.
Yeah.
But you came in with a working holiday visa so you could snowboard as much as possible.
Yeah,
You worked at a ski resort?
Yeah, I worked at a ski resort, which was a pretty sweet deal because, you know, you get your lift pass paid for, you get, you know, good accommodation, super cheap accommodation, and it really it sets you up so you can go snowboarding.
How much work do you have to do? Do you work at a restaurant or something?
Yeah, I was working at a restaurant. It was like a full-time job.
40 hours a week?
Yeah. But it was a pretty sweet deal because most days you started at 2 in the afternoon.
So you could be hungover?
Yeah. But it meant you could go snowboarding in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you got fresh snow overnight, it meant you could go riding in the morning. You know, get up, go riding at like 8 o'clock. Go do like 3 hours. And then you still got time to go back, have a shower, eat some lunch.
Cool.
go to work from 2, so it'd be like 2 till 11.
Yeah.
So it was it was pretty sweet work-life balance. But you were just, I was knackered constantly. Yeah.
What does that mean in real English?
What, knackered?
Yeah.
Like, so tired. Yeah.
Because you're just
Yeah.
exercising every day. You're
Exercising
working
every day. It's just go on all levels.
And then you drink at night.
Yeah, the social life out there is crazy. I feel like I've taken years off my life just from the lifestyle. Because you're just partying, drinking, working, snowboarding. You're just going on all cylinders all the time. Yeah.
For 6 months straight.
Yeah.
And so you had this visa for a year. You already spent half of it, and you felt like you didn't really experience Japan. So you came to Osaka based on your friend's recommendations.
Yeah.
And that's where we are now, on Dotonbori.
Yeah.
Right in the center of Osaka.
Yeah.
But this is also kind of crazy. Lots of foreigners, super busy.
Yeah, I think other than coming here to see it, I would never, like when I first came to see it, and then bringing friends who were visiting, I wouldn't come here out of choice, like when I was living here. Because it's just so busy. There's just so many tourists. I mean, there's some good drinking spots nearby. I'd go to them, but I wouldn't go to the bridge.
Yeah.
There's so much. Yeah.
There's so many bridges, you may as well just use that one or this one.
Yeah.
You like Osaka?
Oh, I love it. I miss it so much.
You miss it? You left?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's a great city. Yeah.
Why did you leave?
Job. Yeah, the job. I mean, you did it as well. You've left the same company.
So after the ski resort, you worked in Osaka, and your job was an English teacher at a private language center, teaching adults and kids.
Yeah, that's where we met. Yeah,
that's where we met.
For a lovely company. Yeah.
It's called an Eikaiwa, which literally means like an English conversation school. What was that experience like? Because a lot of foreigners that live in Japan, that's how they stay, is teaching English.
That's the easiest way to get out here and get a job, especially with this company. Like, it's so easy to get the job. I mean, you didn't really have to try too hard to get in.
Yeah.
As long as, I think the only requirement was bachelor's degree, and it didn't need to be in anything specific, just as long as you had one.
And it super helped if you were white. But just from a native English speaking country. And you guys invented English, so
yeah, so it was pretty easy for me. Yeah, and then got that. But I think, were you on the same contract as me? The one where you could just like pick and choose?
Yeah, as an independent contract, you set your own schedule.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
Yeah.
But you only got paid if you had a class.
Exactly.
You didn't always have a class. You'd have like a split schedule where you might have a class in the afternoon, then not another one until
the evening,
2 or 3 hours later. And
Yeah.
And you had to dress super nice.
Yeah, you had to wear a suit all the
tie.
time. Yeah.
Like a salary man.
Yeah, thankfully they changed, during the peak of summer, they changed it so you didn't have to wear a jacket and you didn't have to wear a tie. But still.
Thank God.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, what was it like teaching there? Because you hadn't really taught before, right?
No, I'd never taught before.
I'm a teacher like by profession, so this was like, okay, this
So
makes
it's pretty
sense.
easy for you, yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely an entry-level teaching job for
Yeah.
people who've never taught before. They're supposed to train you well.
You get, what, 3 days training?
I think it was more than that.
Was it?
I think it was like 5 days of training. A lot of it was
5 days?
useless.
Wow. Oh yeah, 100%.
To be fair.
Yeah. I think most of what I learned was on the job.
Yeah.
I think I learned way more on the job than I did like on that training day.
What was it like teaching?
Super easy. It's like the
Super
easiest.
easy?
Yeah.
All you did was talk?
Yeah, exactly. You just show up and have a chat with a Japanese person. It's like the easiest thing. Yeah. And the books, I mean, you don't have to lesson plan. I'd show up 2 minutes before class and like pick what my lesson was going to be.
I tried really hard at this job, but I feel like you were very relaxed. I'm just like, oh yeah, all I gotta do is talk.
Yeah,
You pay me to talk.
You pay me to talk, yeah. And you're just hanging out and chatting. Yeah, it's great.
Except for the kids. You can't really
Well,
hang out and chat.
Yeah, the kids were fun. I did actually enjoy hanging out with the kids, and you're just playing games all the time, so it's pretty fun in that sense. But the toddlers were a nightmare.
Oh, kindy.
Yeah,
The kindergarten.
Yeah,
Wait, how old
could
are
not
they?
do
Like
that.
4?
They're like 4. Yeah, I think I did one kindy lesson and was like, never again. it was quite good because at the school you knew when there was only one slot a week when the kindies were in. And as long as you just didn't open your schedule for that class, it meant you were never going to get those lessons. So yeah, I just avoided, as long as I avoided the kindies, yeah, I was pretty happy to teach
That's
whoever.
a good strategy.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it was super easy, man. Yeah.
But
Sit and chat.
you liked Osaka, you
Mhm.
loved Japan,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't mind teaching,
No.
but you still left.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you said, why? Because of the job?
Yeah, job. I mean, the visa, a lot of stuff kind of lined up all at the same time. So it was like the visa was coming to an end. My 6-month contract with the school was up as well at the same time. And yeah,
You didn't want to renew or keep it going?
I wouldn't have done it with that company because the shifts were too inconsistent. You couldn't budget because you didn't know how much work you were going to get until like the day before.
And the money's not very good.
And the money was horrible. Yeah.
So if you wanted to stay, you needed a real job.
Yeah, exactly.
With like a real income.
Yeah. I think I was able to do those 6 months because before I came out to Japan, I'd like saved up and worked for like 9 months. So I was like adding to my lifestyle with the savings, and the savings were like running out.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to stay, I wouldn't have been able to have the same lifestyle. And I was like thinking to myself, you know, why would I live somewhere where the only thing I have the money to do is go to work and then go straight home? Like, and
That's
then,
what a lot of people did. They just go to work, go home.
Yeah, because I was able to, you know, go and do things, go on trips on like weekends and go to see other places in Japan. But that was only because I had the money saved.
Yeah.
The money I was getting from work was just to live off. I was not saving any of it. It was going straight on food and occasional nights out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was thinking to myself, why would I live here if I can't actually see the country that I'm living in?
Yeah, I noticed like I don't have a lot of room in terms of money from that kind of job to enjoy the country and like travel. When I was in Taiwan making a lot more money, I could travel.
Yeah.
I could take flights.
Yeah.
I could, you know, go to
Yeah,
Vietnam or whatever.
Yeah.
Here, I could probably just kind of stay close to home and take the train back and not
Yeah.
get a hotel or something.
Yeah. Go to like Nara for the day or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Kansai.
pretty much, staying in the same region is probably the limits. Yeah.
But you liked your lifestyle here,
Oh, I
even
loved
though
it.
you're using your savings.
Yeah.
Your normal go-to was to get a bunch of friends together to go to Torikizoku,
Yeah.
which is like a yakitori place.
Yeah.
It's a chain. It's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, it's pretty reasonable price, you know, and it's, you know, because it's yakitori, so you can just get a bunch of like, I guess it'd be kind of like tapas, I guess would be.
Appetizers and
Yeah,
skewers and
yeah.
stuff, kebabs.
Yeah, so everyone can just like order. There's something there for everyone, you know. Get some food, you know, reasonable price, like pretty cheap, and you know that you're gonna get a table there.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
it's pretty much all you can eat and drink for like $20.
yeah, exactly.
You eat so much.
Yeah,
You drink so much.
yeah.
And then after that, we go to Balabushka, which is like the foreigner bar.
Foreigner
but it's
bar,
very big, wide. They got darts, pool. The drinks are reasonable. It's just
It's a good
music.
vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you never go in there and don't meet someone new. Like every time I've been there, you end up chatting to someone else at the bar or, you know, playing a game of pool against someone, and you just make friends super easy.
Yeah. Last time we were there, I met a bunch of Chinese people.
There you
We're
go.
just
Yeah,
speaking
yeah,
Chinese.
yeah. Practicing your Chinese. Yeah.
Then we met a lady from Ukraine.
Yeah. She was good fun. Yeah. She
Met-
was there again 2 nights ago.
Okay. She must live there.
Saturday night. Yeah. Well, my friend, one of my mates, like practically lives there. I don't even need to message him.
He's
I know that if I want to go out on a Saturday or a Friday and I go there, I'll find him there.
Yeah. And that bar's in this area, Dotonbori,
Yeah.
Shinsaibashi.
Yeah. And it means
Amemura.
that there's other bars nearby, so if you wanted to move on, you're not having to travel somewhere.
Yeah.
And if you really want to go for like out all night, the clubs are nearby as well.
Clubs are all here. We
Yeah.
went to karaoke after
Yeah,
that.
that's
It's a
my
karaoke
favorite.
bar.
Yeah. It's
It's not like karaoke in England or America. When I say
Yeah.
karaoke, people have a certain image. How do you describe a karaoke bar, or the one that we go
Well,
to?
there's kind of, the way I see it is there's kind of two ways you can do karaoke here. One is to go to one of the karaoke rooms, where you rent a room for yourself or your friends, and it's just you guys in there. You choose the song, and that's it. It's a room just for you guys. Whereas in these karaoke bars, it's a regular bar, like anywhere else, but they have like a tablet that you can go up to and put a song in.
Yeah, it's in
And
Japanese. You gotta
yeah.
click the English button.
Yeah. And then you just put a song on the queue, and then microphones get passed around,
Yeah.
and you just...
There's tambourines.
Yeah.
And then people join in. They sing.
Yeah. And that's it. You're making friends by joining in on other people's songs, and
It's great.
yeah, it's a great time. Yeah.
And then you could spend. That place is open till like.
Oh yeah, until
4
the
or
sun
5 in
comes
the
up.
morning?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. There's kind of two ways to do a night out, isn't there, in Japan? One is to get the last train, so you're
Which is
wrapping
around
up
12.
at between 11 and
It's
12.
a very healthy time to go home.
Exactly. You're being responsible.
You could get 8 hours of sleep. And
Yeah,
go to work
and
the next
still
day.
go to work the next day. Exactly. Or get the first train
Around 5 a.m.
around 5 a.m.
Which is what I did last time.
Which
yeah.
is a commitment.
That shaves years off your life.
Yeah,
I
for
think.
sure. Yeah, and you just...
But the clubs are open till 5.
Oh, yeah. There's so much, it's not like you're having to struggle to find things to do.
Yeah, then you can go eat.
Yeah. Yeah, there's food places open, because that's the lifestyle. It's like places stay open for the people that are going out that long. Yeah.
Those crazy people.
But yeah, I couldn't do that anymore. Well, I say that.
I said that too, but I surprised myself. I can still do it.
Yeah.
I just love the clubs. I love dancing, loud music. It's so fun. You meet people from all over the world. Even the first time I came to Osaka, I was like, all these countries I've never heard of before. Like, where are all these places? People tell me they're from like these countries in Africa or like South America. I'm like, where is this place? I've never heard. Islands in the when the
Islands in the
expo was going
Caribbean.
on. I met a bunch of people
yeah.
from like the Pacific Islands.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't even name them right now. I feel so bad. See, I was raised in the South, so we don't know many countries in the world. We know China and Mexico, because it's right there, and then Canada is north of us, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Those are all the countries in the
That's
world.
the only ones that exist. They're only the important ones. Yeah.
We think England and Ireland, and we don't even know.
Yeah. They're somewhere, you just don't know where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel now?
About Osaka?
Yeah.
I love Osaka. This is like one of my favorite cities.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
People ask me, like, why do you like Osaka? It's so fun. And there's still so much more to see. 1 year is not enough.
No, I agree.
So you weren't happy to leave. You just
I wasn't happy.
practically.
Yeah, it was very much practical reasons, which is a weird thing for me of all people to say. I'm not usually the most practical or logical person.
You graduated university, then you moved to Japan to
Yeah.
snowboard.
Yeah.
That was your practical.
Yeah.
reason.
That was my practical brain. But yeah, it's a shame I had to move on. I miss it. If I can make it work, I'd love to come back, for sure. Maybe find some remote work or something.
Yeah.
And then move back out here. Because I think I talk about this a lot with a lot of my friends, like Western friends who are here.
You got a lot of friends.
Yeah, I got a few. Yeah.
You got a lot of friends, and they've all lived here for many years.
Yeah.
They're veterans.
Yeah.
Maybe lifers.
There's one or
lifers.
two that's probably, they're in it for the long haul. Yeah, they've come here and realized, life's good here.
You talk to them, and they're like, yeah, I'm not leaving.
Yeah, and I get it. Like, if I could make it work, maybe I would live here forever. I don't know. But, yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I can't remember. What was I going to say?
You talked to a few people here.
Oh, yeah. If you could get a job here that paid, like, European wages, you could live a really nice life here. 100%. You get, for your money, you're getting a lot here. You get a nice apartment. You can afford to go on the trips, eat out regularly. You just got to find those jobs. They feel like a unicorn,
Yeah.
I got some friends who were lucky enough to find jobs like that. like working at Universal Studios and stuff. And they're pretty set now, you know? They don't have to worry about the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've solved half the equation. I make money online
There you go.
in US dollars.
Yeah.
So I make way more than I could possibly working full-time in any job
Yeah.
here, really.
Yeah.
But I can't get a visa from that. So there's two halves
yeah,
to the thing.
yeah.
There's the visa to stay here more than 3 months at a time.
Yeah.
And then stably. And then there's the money thing. And if you find a good job, then you solve both of those problems.
Yeah.
But if it's remote work or a US company or something, then you miss the visa opportunity.
Yeah. That's the struggle.
So now you're in Australia.
Yeah. Well,
Why'd you go to Australia?
following the money.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't want to go back to the UK.
You're not ready to work in an office yet?
No, still not. I don't know. If I'll ever
Snowboard, English teacher, and
Yeah.
now you're an oil surveyor?
So mining, yeah.
Mining. Is that coal?
I
Oil.
think the last company I was working for was looking for gold.
Gold.
Yeah.
You're a gold surveyor.
Yeah.
You help people find where to dig.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
the outback.
Yeah.
You're in Western Australia. You're
Out in
based
Perth.
in Perth.
Yeah. So I've not technically quit because it was casual work, so you can kind of pick it up whenever you want. But
You got a working visa, a working holiday.
Yeah, working
1 year
holiday
thing.
visa, yeah. So I can get, as a Brit, you can get 3 years, no questions asked on that one.
3 years.
Yeah, it's pretty
Wow.
good, yeah. Japan's 2, so I can come back and get another one here.
Cool.
But yeah, Aussie, I can get 3 years. Yeah.
How's Australia?
Sweet. Yeah, money's good. Yeah.
Australian dollars are up.
Aussie
Compared
dollars
to
are
the
doing
yen?
well compared to the yen.
The
Yeah.
yen is not doing
And
well.
the job I was working was all your overheads were covered.
Your room and board?
Room and board was all paid for by the company. So it meant that all the money I was making was just going straight in my pocket, which was, after leaving Japan with, a couple of £100.
But you probably don't have an opportunity to spend your money there.
Yeah,
'cause
exactly.
What are you
Yeah.
going to do in the desert?
Exactly, yeah. There's not even anywhere to spend the money. There's no shops. You're genuinely just like
Yeah.
in a camper van in the middle of nowhere.
All these boats come by on the river. Have you ever done this?
No, I haven't actually.
It's
Have
fun.
you?
It's
Yeah?
fun. When my friends came to visit, it's
Yeah.
something you wouldn't do if you lived here.
Yeah, for sure.
But because they visited, we
Yeah.
did it, and I'm so glad we did. 'Cause
Today I could not do it. There's
No,
no,
it's too
shade
hot.
on those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're dying.
I'd pass out.
But it's a good perspective. Like, you come here all the time. Sometimes late at night you're partying. Sometimes early in the morning
Yeah.
after partying. But then you're on the river and you're looking at everything. It's a good change of
How
perspective.
far up and down do they go?
They go up to this music hall, the opera house,
Yeah.
and then they come back all the way to Nipponbashi.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then back to dock in the middle.
How long does that take?
Oh, maybe not long at all. Maybe 20 minutes.
Oh, is that it? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's maybe 1,500 yen, 1,400 yen.
That's a nice thing to do if your mates come over for a visit.
Yeah. You grab a beer, sit on there.
Yeah. Nice.
Super chill.
Sweet.
So you're in the outback
Yeah.
with all the deadly snakes and tarantulas and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you had any close calls with
With
the
snakes.
beasts?
Yeah. Actually, first day we got there was a. Was it King Brown? I think King Brown snake.
Snake.
Yeah. So this snake, I think, is it the most or second most dangerous snake in Oz?
I don't know.
If that bites you, you're
Dead.
going straight. Well, you've got 2 hours. You get into the hospital, and if not, you're out there. You're dead.
need
And that
to
was
get-
under the car on the first day. So that was pretty exciting.
How did
yeah.
you discover it under the car?
So we drive around in this big ute. So I
What
guess
is
you
that?
guys, it's the Aussie word for like a pickup truck.
Okay.
Yeah. So the wheels, you got big wheels. It's pretty high raised, so you can easily see what's underneath it. And yeah, we were just.
It's probably like a monster truck.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. And there was this snake underneath, and it was chill. It's with the snakes, they're not gonna go out of their way to come get you. It's only if you scare them that they'll do something about it. So
Kinda
as long
like
as
sharks.
as long as you. Well, I don't know about sharks. I haven't seen it. Thankfully, I haven't seen any of them yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you if you just stay there, don't move, and just look at it, it's not going to do anything. It will probably just go away from you. So yeah, we just saw it, take some pictures, have a look. Yeah.
A new Pokemon. Rare.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you like Australia because the money's and
good.
the setup's cool because you can just save that money because everything's covered.
Exactly.
It's probably an interesting experience being in the outback and like
I mean,
for gold and mining. That's a different job.
Insanely boring.
Really?
Insanely boring. Yeah. You're working it's like 12-hour shifts. So you're working flat out all day, getting up 4 a.m., start work at 5, wrap up around 5 p.m.
Wow. Is it heavy physical labor? I mean, you're
no,
surveying,
it's pretty good because it's kind of just, you've got a small machine that you're carrying around with you to take the measurements, and you just walk like 20 k's a day to cover the ground and take the measurements.
You definitely beefed up since I saw you 6 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, my legs have never been so like
Taxed.
yeah, exactly. And they have a small gym, like some rusty weights at the campsite that you're staying in. And because there's nothing else to do. Like, if I'm not eating, I'll get back, finish the shift, do an hour workout, and then eat some food and go to bed. That's kind of all you're doing. And yeah, you work 3 weeks non-stop. So you get, I think, one day off in those 3 weeks.
So 6 days on, 1 day off?
No. So in the whole 3 weeks, so 21 days. You work 20 of those 21 days. Yeah.
12 hours every day.
Yeah, but you get paid. It's more money, you know, because you
Yeah.
get paid for what you work.
Yeah.
So yeah, work flat out, save all the money, and then
Go on to the next adventure?
go on to the next adventure. Yeah, the minute that's coming here. Yeah, back for a little holiday.
Yeah, so you came back. I hadn't seen you in 6 months since you left for Australia. Now you're back for some travel.
Mm-hmm.
Came right back to Japan.
Yeah.
Right back to Osaka.
Yeah.
What did you miss about Japan since you've been gone? Since you've been gone.
Great song. You should play that in the next karaoke.
Yeah, I'll play it in my DJ set.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I still got to go to that. Yeah.
They're
When's
like once
your
a
next
month.
one?
You're always welcome.
Yeah.
Next month, then another one in August. Yeah.
Next time I'm in town, I'll try and make it line up so I can come see you.
I'll put
It'll
on
be
a
good
show
fun.
just for you.
Yeah, nice, man.
You give me the songs you want.
I'll send my playlist over ahead of time.
Yes.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, came back, missed everything really.
The people?
Missed the people, 100%. Missed, there's so much about the culture that I miss. The food, oof. Yeah, there's so much to see and do. Like when I was working here, every time I went and did something, I'd find like 4 more things to add to the list. It was a never-ending list of places to go, people to see, things to do. Yeah.
More fun than the outback?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
No snakes?
You go orange blind, it's just orange dust everywhere. It's so boring.
Looks like Dune.
There's nothing,
You
exactly.
seen the movie Dune?
Yeah, I was living Dune, yeah.
I want to see that for like a day or two, but yeah, 3 weeks at a time sounds intense.
Yeah, it was interesting when you first get out there, you know, it's a cool, new, interesting experience, but by the end of it, you're like, get me out of here. Yeah, it's not fun. You just run in, because you don't have to think when you're doing it, so your brain is finding something to entertain itself. So the amount of podcasts I've listened to is unbelievable.
Yeah, you could probably burn some through them audiobooks.
Yeah, exactly. Audiobooks, podcasts, music, non-stop. You just get bored of it. Like you go back to camp and you sat around talking with your mates, trying to figure out ways to entertain each other, like giving each other podcasts to listen to, ways to keep yourself busy. Yeah.
We got 1 waiver, 2 waivers.
There you go.
I always wave. You know?
Yeah.
Because when you're in there, you want to wave.
So yeah, you think you're done here?
No.
Yeah?
When I first came here, I was like, oh, I'll try to do 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
And then at the 6-month mark, I'm like, do I really want to stay? I'm like, there's more money in China. I think that's always the draw, is like money.
Yeah.
Because the money's not good here. And my business is English teaching, and the money's just not here.
Yeah.
Maybe it was 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But for me, China would be perfect. And I'm like so tempted But then the more time I spent here, the more I loved it here.
Yeah.
And once I got past like the 8-month mark, I was like, I need more than a year.
Yeah,
I need to find
yeah.
a way to stay.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
I gotta make this last longer. Like the challenge was to make it a year. Now the challenge is to make it another year. So it's funny how your brain works. These checkpoints, like 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, another year.
Yeah.
And then the people get to the point where like 3 years. How about the rest of my life?
Yeah.
You know, it seems like it's.
You get people that you meet here who are like, yeah, I came out here for like 2 years and I haven't left. How long have you been here? 10 years. You know?
Yeah, they get married, they have kids.
Yeah. They really start to build life.
That thought scares me, but I definitely need more time just to explore this city itself. There's so much, especially when you make local friends and they have places to take you. You're like, I had no idea this existed.
Exactly. You'll find spots that, as a tourist, you'd never be able to find. Yeah. Tiny little bars everywhere, little restaurants. Yeah.
People come here, they do like Tokyo, then they go to Kyoto, and then they come to Osaka for like 2 nights. And they do like all this in like a week or 2, and then they leave.
Yeah.
And that's their experience of Japan. And you didn't want that for yourself. You wanted to stay here. And do you have any recommendations for people who want to come visit here and or make the move here like you did?
Just do it.
Just
Get yourself out here. It's so good.
You won't regret it.
No, 100%. No, you won't. Throw yourself in. Do everything. As soon as you get here, like, start going to the language events. Start like, do as much as you can because that's how you're going to meet people. Go to Balabushka.
Stay at a share house.
Stay at a share house is always a good one. Yeah.
Go
you
to
in a share
events.
house or have you got your own apartment?
Share house.
Share house.
I'm so glad.
Yeah?
Because when you move here, you don't know anybody.
Yeah.
Like you instantly have, hopefully, a few friends.
Yeah.
And they can at least tell you where to go or.
Because they'll have been here for a bit. They'll know the area. Yeah.
And they could be crazy and fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could have some good adventures with them. Yeah, but get yourself out here. That's all I can say.
Is there anything you hate or don't like about Japan?
The money.
That's the only thing?
That's it. The work culture's it's a lot. The work culture's difficult for sure. Because they're so intense with the work.
How so?
You find that it's pretty all-consuming for people who work in business. All they do is work and drink, that's it. It's so interesting when I was speaking to students, I'd be like, so what are your hobbies? And they'd be like, drinking. Drinking in Japanese culture is seen as like a hobby.
I noticed that in the notes, they list their hobbies.
Yeah.
And drinking was one of the things.
That'd
be a crazy thing to write anywhere else.
If you said that back home, we'd be like, are you okay? Are you like, do we need to book you in for AA? Like,
yeah, this is not a hobby.
It's not a hobby. But that's how they see it here. It's like you go to work, you get a few beers afterwards.
It's kind of part of work.
Yeah.
They kind of have to go out with their coworkers or their boss.
Yeah.
It seems exhausting.
You look how drained they all look constantly. It's like they always look exhausted. So yeah, if I was working here, I couldn't work an actual Japanese job. The work culture is too intense.
They're tired and then the money is just not there.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not getting paid.
Stressful.
You're working a lot for not a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you can get English teaching jobs tend to be, because they're hiring Westerners, tend to be a little bit easier for the work-life balance. But yeah, get yourself out here. I mean, I'm a big nature guy. I'm not too fond of cities. I think that's why Osaka kind of worked for me, because it's a bit smaller than Tokyo. I'm not a big city guy. I'm much more like hiking, forests, snowboarding, surfing. That's more my kind of vibe. So I'd spend free time like getting out of the city, trying to not go to other cities, because that just doesn't interest me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like this week I've been to some really great places away from the city. It's nice to come back to the city, see your friends. You can be entertained very easily being here. You don't have to think about what shall I do. It's pretty easy to find something to do.
It's very stimulating.
For sure.
It's super convenient.
Yeah. Sometimes a little too stimulating, like going into Don Quixote and you're just like, the lights, the sounds.
The music.
Yeah.
You're gonna have like an epileptic seizure in there.
Yeah. But I prefer heading to places like, have you been to Koyasan?
It's a mountain?
Yeah, so it's
Wakayama?
Wakayama, yeah. So it's about take you about 2 hours just south of here. Easily get the train, yeah. That's another thing, the transport here is so good. Public transport here just is probably the best I've ever experienced in any country.
Yeah, you can take the train anywhere and travel. Like, I love surfing. I could take the train an hour and a half.
And you got a
early in
nice
the morning,
surf spot.
and then boom, I can surf.
Yeah.
You could do the same for skiing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take a bus up the mountain if you need to.
And they're reliable, they're on time, they're clean. Yeah. And I think you can go to you don't have to worry about getting a car or anything here.
And if you did, you can. It's
Yeah.
super convenient to rent a car.
Yeah. But I've just never felt like I've needed to because the public transport is so good. Get train and a bus anyway.
Then you can drink, you don't have to worry about driving.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But yeah, headed down to Koyasan is like the home of Buddhism in Japan. It's kind of like where it first started. Places like that are more interesting to me. These smaller, quiet spots, more in nature.
Spiritual.
For sure, yeah. Small fishing villages, that kind of stuff is more my kind of vibe than going to another city. Like, I feel like I've done Tokyo now. I have no interest in ever going back. You could go back and always find things to do in Tokyo. Tokyo's great if you love cities, you're gonna have a great time in Tokyo. There's so much to do there.
It's the biggest city in the world.
Oh yeah. But I don't have any drive to go back there. I'd rather go to like Ine, which is like a fishing village. Go to places like that.
Yeah. You like the local experience.
For sure, yeah.
So Japan really has everything. It's got the best snow in the world.
Yeah.
It's got the biggest city in the world,
Yeah.
cities. And then you have these beautiful natural spaces if you want peace and nature and outdoor experience. And then you meet people from all over the world. You can sing karaoke. There's really, the only thing you can complain about is if you work here, making enough money to enjoy as much as possible.
It's just the constant stress of trying to find like the next buck. Like a lot of people that I talk to have to have side gigs and other hustles to try and keep the money up so that they can keep living here and have a reasonable lifestyle. But yeah, if you can crack the job situation, yeah, being in Japan's the best, for sure. Yeah.
So what's next for you? Are you going back to Australia for another 6 months?
I don't know what's next for me, actually. I've got that job to go back to if I want to, but it's casual, so I just have to message my boss like 2 weeks beforehand and be like, hey, you got any work? But
sweet.
Back to the UK for a bit.
You don't want to stay?
Stay here.
Stay in UK?
No. Just go back, see family and friends. My friend's getting married, that's why I'm headed back.
Yeah.
So I'll go back for that, but then, yeah, I've still got the visa in Australia, so probably head back there.
You want to stay abroad?
Yeah, I'm no interest in being in the UK. I'm just going to keep going until something kind of makes me stop.
Like having a child or something?
Having a child, meeting someone that I want to settle down with, that kind of thing. But I'm just going to I love it. See so much, experience so much. I don't ever want to stop.
You learn a lot.
Oh, for sure. You meet so many interesting people.
Like me.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And like you.
Yeah, getting to do this kind of stuff.
Thank you so much,
sweet.
man.
Yeah,
I appreciate
no worries.
it. We did this on a beautiful day. It's hot,
Yeah,
but we found shade.
We finally found a good spot. Took us a minute. Yeah.
You got an early hike.
Yeah,
now
I
you're
was
about to head for your hike.
Head off for my hike.
You don't know where it is.
No idea. My friend just said, meet me at this train station and we'll go for a hike. I was like, yeah, sweet.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good day.
Good day, mate.
Thank you very much. Maybe we'll do this again in a couple years.
Yeah.
See whatever
Maybe
country
I'll be. Well, you might be meeting you in China. Might be meeting you back here. Who knows?
China would be cool. Taiwan.
Yeah.
Vietnam. You name it.
Yeah. Let's do it. Sweet.
Thank you very much.
No worries, mate.
How do you say goodbye in British English? Cheerio or something? Cheers.
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 Yeah, cheers.
Cheers, everyone.